Well, hello there. This is Todd from Sunset Knoll Studios. We're going to do a little something different today. I'm going to actually do a set review, but in a little bit different twist. So we're looking at set 10305, and it's part of the 90 years of play kind of theme that's going on. It's been said that this is a love letter to the old castle theme. And so we're going to take a look at this and see kind of where they're paying their tributes. We will loosely be following the order of the opening of the bags, and starting off we have a common town peasant with a quintessential pocket full of posies. I will be aligning the figures, the classics to the left, the new ones to the right throughout the video so you can reference this. But this was a very common torso, and it was printed many colors with the Forestman and Magisto, and he'll be up in a little bit. Next we have what I'm thinking is a blacksmith. It showed up in the kitchen, but it really looks like blacksmith garb, and so here's some older blacksmiths I have. The next one is the Forestman, and this was by far my favorite sub-theme, and this minifig has a little bit more of like an Errol Flynn mustache as opposed to his counterpart with a nice bushy one. Their shield was almost identical, except for the newer one has a little black line surrounding that green part. In the vintage, they came with other colored collars. I was hoping to get something like that, and we did. And they also transposed a little pocket full of posy, just like from the other torso. Brave, 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 brave Sir Robin. Yes, that guy does have two coconuts. He's banging them together. This torso appeared in the Troubadour in the previous minifig series. And now we're at our first faction. This is the Lion Knights recreation, from the 80s. The shield has a subtle differences. The newer one has more pronounced sharp teeth and sharper claws. So they kept the same color scheme with it. And in an adverse color scheme. Now, I think LEGO's kind of rewriting their history here. This is on the side of the box, and it says these are the Lion Knights, but I was a kid of the 80s, and I remember these as the Crusaders. I can understand not wanting to align with any, political or religious ideologies, but keep your eye out for that one. These were the Lion Knights I remembered, with the lion on the shield, but I digress. So we have the Lion Crusaders, a lot more ornamentation in the printing on the torso, and having leg print as well. Then we get another townfolk, and this is standing next to the Mill Village Raid peasant woman in town. I'll show you the difference. Now here we come with some shields on display in a dining room, and these are factions from the original 1978 Yellow Castle. And there's a subtle difference with the black border on the shield. And this one, the clubs extend all the way down, where this one they kind of like disappear into shadow. So there's some subtle differences. This is one that was the main defenders of the Yellow Castle. So there was a ton of these coming out, and they've obviously come back in reprints. And a little tribute in the attic to the original set. Now we're at Magisto. Before Dumbledore was even created, he had the black cape on the back, that plastic one, and he had that pocket full of posy torso printing. And then no torso printing on the new Magisto. So I'm confused with that, but okay. This one is a classic. It's the Knights Procession, and these shields are subtle difference. The classic one has a little bit of a gray tint to it. It's not dirty, that's just the coloring. The shield appears on a different set of walls, and that is the other Crusader tribute. A little bit different coloring, so it's neat to get this one, very unique. Now we have the Black Falcons faction. This is the other faction, again with the nice printing on the torso and the legs. There are some major differences on the crest, the beak, the feathers, the claws, the coloring. There was a yellow bordered one in the classic as well. But it's evolved throughout the years, but a great tribute nonetheless. And I just included this guy because he's like full of rah-rah, and he's got a cool bucket and this brick-built backpack. It was a really nice touch for them to throw so much on this character, but he could tell he's leading the charge. And we get to the horse barding, which probably another one of my favorite parts of the Castle series was the ornamentation for the horses. Now, the new one has both the red and blue joined, and thankfully to the queen, who has united the factions, and she's got this great double-colored shield, and it's kind of joining everything together. So it's this unifying force. So she's a badass. She goes to battle in armor, and then she's got more embellishments on her torso than her soldiers. But there she is next to the classic queen. Yes, way back. She is definitely gaining a place of honor amongst my other queens and princesses. And I'm just going to throw in a couple of honorable mentions for classic sets that were not represented in this, but very much sparked the nostalgia. Understandably, they can't pay tribute to them all, but the brick-built horse. Let's bring it back, man. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video and celebrating 90 years of play with LEGO. Click like and subscribe and all that jazz. Thank you so much. Happy New Year.